Well, hello, my beautiful Leo. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for December 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam. Okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. So let us start your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Leo, this is your monthly reading for December. I can't believe we're here already, but here we are, the winding down of another year, 2025, the year of the snake. It has been full of transformation, of challenge, breaking the patterns to find your way, making sense of things, and let's face it, you certainly had to embrace your personal power to learn how to adapt. Now, you may not be feeling like it, but you're entering December like a warrior or a warrioress. You've been through some stuff, and now the karmic rewards take place. But it's not over just yet. Although November brought a course correction due to 5 planets being in retrograde, the planets shift gears this month to really thrust you into more positive outcomes. For December has arrived in all its glory, and we have officially moved into sparkly Sagittarius season. It's time to rewild, to lean into your spontaneous side, and envisage new adventures for your future. Now, this is a month to embrace duality and exist within 2 worlds. Now, the world that you live in first will be the one where you live in the moment, to make that final push of accomplishment, then release all the pressure of the year gone by, engage in meaningful conversations, get lost in music, be more active, and say yes to impromptu events and leave your comfort zone. Now, the second world is where you allow your mind to wander. For your future, of course, exploring all the new possibilities, reimagining what life can be, setting new goals, and expanding on current ones. Sagittarius season encourages wanderlust as well, so you might just book that vacation or that course that you've been looking into, for although December winds down the year, it's the portal to an exciting new beginning. And look at that. You have the death card right there, so you're so ready for it. I feel a lot of you are like done with 2025 already. You're like, bring on 2026. But it is a gateway to the fire horse year that lies ahead in 2026. And what better way to set yourself up for 2026 than to exit through the Sagittarian gift shop of life? That's pretty exciting. So you're going to be asking yourself, what are you checking out and taking with you for 2026? And what is firmly left on the shelf to gather dust as you speed away into your successful, abundant future? Now, Uranus retrograding Taurus will help you discover a bargain as well and keep an eye on finances to avoid any future shocks. And the final supermoon of the year occurs on the 4th of December in the sign of Gemini, which can get a little bit chaotic, so you'll be rushing around, running errands, and getting everything done to close out the year, spinning the plates, as it were. And you may also feel a little bit distracted as you really assess it all, reviewing your life choices and potential options, as well as identifying what you've been tolerating and what you no longer wish to accept, to be free, to recharge, and of course, to reset. Now, the Gemini influence there may actually increase that deep desire to be more sociable and lean into community as well. Group activity there definitely starred for the collective, but ultimately you'll be making decisions that protect your well-being, choosing mindfulness over drama. Critical thinking helps you also listen differently too, breaking free from any limitations to step into the realm of possibility, success, and of course, abundance. Now, there's always the law of balance, of course, and December is not going to be the easiest end of the year. There are still some chaotic planetary shifts occurring, which can trigger stressful misunderstandings or clashes with those that are close to you and even amplify people's erratic quirks, causing frustration. But this too shall pass because we have Jupiter and Venus getting up close and personal. And this makes it the perfect time to spread the love, to find the love if you're searching, and of course, spoil the ones that you hold dear with your love. And Mercury is finally direct. Yay, let's face it, this last retrograde has been a bit of a doozy, certainly for me anyway, but now you are given the cosmic thumbs up to move ahead without delay or chaos on any plans or projects. Now, in terms of world events, and please fast forward this part if you really don't wish to hear it, Pluto is now deeply bonded to Aquarius energy, and it's with us until 2043. Now, this alignment demolishes systems which are crumbling or no longer working. Partnered with Uranus retrograding in the sign of Taurus, this means revolutionary changes for tangible structures in society, even in governmental structures as well, so people suddenly leaving their positions or being ousted. Healthcare and technology will also get a bit of a revamp, and of course, banking systems. Now, 2025 was the gateway year, the introduction, and of course, there is more to come as we switch to new systems. Now, we could also see sudden digital glitches with apps, payment systems, social media issues, power outages, or technology collapses as these new systems are tested, okay? Now, this too shall pass. I want you to be aware of that. This is not fear-mongering. I'm just making you aware of the energies and how they shift. But we could also see market corrections after a sudden peak, and that could spark debates around more sustainable financial methods of exchange. Now, this period may also trigger a revolutionary refusal from society and a demand for more freedom. And Uranus is a very volatile planet, and as the Sun in Sagittarius clashes, which basically means it squares with Saturn there, and Saturn's in Pisces on the 16th, which incidentally is the Tower card, we could witness a global shockwave that makes everyone sit up and pay attention. Now, I keep seeing a serious water-related event kick-started by underwater volcanic activity, something that may literally shake the foundation of buildings. And I'm not saying this is for December, but I keep seeing it, and when I keep seeing it means it's getting closer and closer, but perhaps we will witness a shaking of things to come in structures. Now, Uranus could also bring about the sudden removal of a leader, as I mentioned, due to controversy. This is definitely on the cards there, and I also see a well-known public figure who led a country as well as a well-known singer drawing their final breath to be celebrated for their service and being the voice of an era. Also, we'll see increased debate around solar flare activity disrupting energy fields. Magnetic poles are shifting too, affecting jet streams and ocean currents, and now this could affect travel communication systems as we approach the holiday season, of course, and it will cause delays. So nothing that you probably don't know already, but I want you to be aware it is highly starred at this time. In 3i Atlas, it will make some very unusual shifts that will be of note on the 19th of December that make defense systems keep a close eye out. Now, as we close the year, your personal focus, of course, will return more to where you feel like you belong, where it's home for you, as you literally find that stillness in personal reflection. This is the time of year that everybody celebrates accomplishments. Remember, if you've been exhausted this whole year, navigating plot twists, or just managed to drag yourself out of bed to find some sort of stability, this is still progress, okay? And Saturn's karmic boomerang will reward you and arm you with opportunity for the new year ahead. And as Mars enters the exalted position of Capricorn, there, of course, could be a last-minute success that actually puts you in the best position for your future. You leave the year working out who you want to be, what you want to achieve, but also what kind of world you want to exist in. What are you taking with you, and what is firmly left behind? You're in the hot seat, remember that. And, of course, karmic debt delivers the rewards you deserve in the year ahead to light up your world, set your soul on fire, and be excited by all the good stuff that is to come. Remember, when things take a shift, it means something new is on the horizon, okay? Now, I just want you to be aware that I only take the uprights, of course, of the cards. So I'm just putting all your cards in the correct positions there. Ooh, you've got a nice little something to celebrate there at the end of the year for you. And December is going to yield something that will actually put you in a deep thinking mode, okay? But I feel like you're transforming some sort of pressure or something that's been on your mind as well. A lot of problem solving for you this month. But let's look at this. We got the Death card twice. This is your protagonist energy. All change. You want transformation. You are in a transition to something new. Some big endings happening for you this year. And of course, December is the month where you close out the year. So it could be that you're looking at endings in your life, and this could be expiry dates. It could be that you're out of your projects or your work early so you can go on a vacation, because I definitely see here a lot of rest and recuperation there. With the Death card, it can also indicate that, you are opening some sort of door to more because you have an Ace of Pentacles. Now, if you work in a company, or even if you share a syndicate energy with your family, there could be a small win on a lottery, okay? I don't often talk like that, but there is some sort of win or gift or opportunity coming on in. And for some of you, there's this energy of being so close to a bigger win, but actually getting something that is still very nice that comes in, and you're like, yes, in the future, there will be a bigger win than that still. So I want you to be aware of that. Now, I'm not saying everyone rush out there and play the lottery, but when you have the Wheel of Fortune and you have the Ace of Pentacles and the Death card, this can indicate some sort of transformative extra amount of money coming on in here. And of course, because this is your protagonist energy, if you are in group syndicates, because your 5th house is influencing you, which is all about group activity, and your 11th house, of course, is people who gather together, whether it's in your work or your community in some way, there's some sort of gift or surprise win. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like that and move on with the rest of your energy. But the name of the game for December for you, my beautiful Leo, is transformation, okay? So your 11th house is influencing you regarding your hopes, dreams, and wishes, what you see for your future. So very cerebral energy this month as you do a lot of soul searching, especially at the end of the month, as you start to wind down out the end of the year. I mean, I feel a lot of you have a lot on your mind, a lot on your to-do list. This is a lot of mental activity. You're crossing things off. So there is going to be a bit of a push for this end of the year there, but you do wind down this energy, even if you're still working over, the period where we cross over into 2026. I feel like there is this energy of release going on there and ticking things off your workload or your projects or the things that you just intend to do. But your 11th house is asking you to focus on your goals, okay, and what you desire for your future. And you have the Star energy. There's definitely something here you're wishing for, and you're aligning over the month of December. Now, this could be that you've got new ideas, new inspirations that are literally going to transform everything. Because although you're busy in a lot of activity, the Death card twice indicates there's a lot that you have going on right now, and you're like, done. I have to do this. I gotta schedule or prioritize things. I just feel like you're in the mode of finishing what you start at this peak period in the month. And the Ace of Pentacles, you're definitely focused on your finances. Now, for some of you, if you are in a career, this is bonus time for you. This could also be some sort of communication regarding advancement in your industry or your career in some way. There could be a small increase in finances in alignment with inflation that is to come, or some sort of token, something that kind of comes in as a gift or an appreciation. I definitely see gifting, okay? Ace of Pentacles is a gift. So even if you don't celebrate the holidays, or if you don't, work in an industry where people gift, you could be surprised. There is some sort of surprise here, some sort of token of appreciation to let you know that you've been seen and appreciated and recognized, because the Star is in the resistance position. A lot of you have felt, because it's in this position, it's, things that you found challenging. You may feel like you go unnoticed, or you've just been chipping away at life and it's been hard. And you're like, when is it getting easier? Well, December will be a little bit of an easier month for you, but there's a lot of thinking time at the end of the month. So you may have to be a little bit more compassionate with yourself as you review the year that you've had, because that Five of Swords can indicate that you're outgrowing a part of yourself right now, or a part of your life where it needed a gear shift. But it's setting you up for the good stuff to come. You can't see it yet because you have a Five of Cups, which means you're often thinking about the challenges you've had, or the things that you had to gear shift on or plot twist with. You've been I would say you've been managing a lot of curveballs in 2025, but as you wind down December, you're definitely setting up this platform to build forward in your future. And the Ace of Pentacles indicates something new coming in for you in the month of December that sets you thinking about all the possibilities and how you can utilize this resource or this opportunity for the year ahead. Okay. Now, of course, the Death card energy can also indicate that something big is ending. So you may suddenly decide to leave somewhere, suddenly decide to retire, suddenly decide to, make a plan to emigrate or to do something monumental. This is a big decision that you're making right now because you're done with something, okay? And this could be that you're like so done with 2025, it's been a challenge, but I feel like you've been holding it all together and you've been working towards some sort of transformation in your life. And you're like, oof, this is the final push. Got to give it one more effort and then it's done, and then relax, okay? So yes, you're going to be busy. And with that Ace of Pentacles, I would say for some of you, this could be a new financial idea, but also this is about you valuing yourself in a different way. As you leave 2025, you learn a lot about people, how you got let down. There may be one person in particular that you're thinking about, the relationship with that person, and lamenting how it has changed, how you've outgrown it, and how you're not going to tolerate or accept the way things have been. This person could self-sabotage a lot or, be someone who's been extra critical, the sort of person who gives you a compliment but takes it away or has an underlining kind of barb to it, shall we say. So if you've had anyone in that respect over the year that you've been really close to in the past, but this year has been a major transition period, I feel like you close the chapter on that experience because you're valuing yourself in a different way and you've learned a lot there with this. Now, of course, the Ace of Pentacles, you're going to be looking at your finances, okay? And a lot of you are looking at your finances in connection with your 11th house, which is all about group activity, your hopes, dreams, and wishes. And your 5th house just wants to get out there and have fun. It's like you're sparkly, you want to connect to all the things that bring you joy, whether that is events that bring people together, or whether it is being with family or soul tribe members. This can even be a period where you want to romance your life a little bit more, but it's been hard. But you're looking at your resources to make sure it goes a long way. Your 5th house is going to seek out entertainment as well. So there could be new events popping up in your area during this period that makes you want to come out of your shell and get a little bit more integrated or involved there too. Now, a lot of you are going to be thinking about new money-making ideas, and because you have that hermit energy, some of you may be thinking about going solo, creating your own business, or perhaps you're launching something, or you've invested in something that you're kind of preparing it and getting it ready for the new year. For some of you, you may be thinking about a soft launch, okay, but it brings a lot of tension with that 5 of Swords there. It feels like it could be potentially a rush and you don't want to do that looking at the energy because the 2 of Wands, it's in the resistance position, which can indicate that you have thought about waiting, okay? And when it goes into the upright, it means that you are going to know the right moment to be able to launch that, whatever it is. Some of you, there is this energy where you may be also traveling if you're not connecting to a business idea, because a lot of you could be working from home or winding down the period, taking some time out, a day off, for example, or, you're busy getting everything done and then closing out the year in a moment of respite because you have the surrender card. It's like enough with the Hangman. Oh, relax. I've done everything I can. Even though there's more to do, I'm like done. I'm just going to take some time out for me. So a lot of you could be taking like a surprise, impromptu day out of work if you are in a career. And if some of you are looking for a job, there is going to be a surprise opportunity that comes in under the wire before 2025 is out. You may have even written off job opportunities like December now, no one's hiring, people are holding on to their jobs, they're, not wanting to shuffle or change, but there is change. Okay, and there's an opportunity coming on in here for you that will literally transform everything, and a new start will be in the new year. You may get a trial period before you close out the year, but essentially it really starts in the new year, and it is something that requires a lot of your focus. And, I also feel like it's because someone who was in the role for a very long time is either retiring or, they are just moving on organically. And I feel that whoever's in that company, they're sad to see that person go, but they're eager to meet you and they really want to embrace your, arrival at this company, whatever this is. And some of you, as I said, you're thinking about going solo, doing your own thing, and that's going to be monumentally successful. Now, we do have the star energy, so this tells me this is a testing time, okay? And this can be for many reasons, and I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. To have the Death card twice and the Five of Cups, this can indicate that this time of year triggers memories of people who are not at the table. Okay, so I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. But there's something here about a star either falling or a star kind of like on the ground being picked up. There's a message there that this person who's in spirit walks by your side. So if you notice a star on the floor, this is an omen. It feels almost like if and stars don't have to be connected to this period, like celebratory period. It can be just like you see like a sticker of a star on the floor and you're like, oh, that's weird. How did that get there? Instantly, you're going to feel the person in spirit's presence by your side. This person is with you, okay? And you're overthinking something right now and it's causing a lot of sadness is what I'm seeing. And the message is things are going to turn around in your favor, okay? And you've been outgrowing systems or people or situations in your life. I mean, when I talk about like the alignment of course, Aquarius and Pluto, this is a period where it demolishes systems. And I'm not talking about just global systems and structures. I'm talking about things that were ever present in your life as well. You may have noticed that things have just been changing and shifting, but this had to happen to set you free for what is to come, okay? Because I see a lot of you transforming over this month and realizing that the transformation is to align you with wishes. So with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to send healing vibes to you all. If you are lamenting, grieving a person who has left this earthly realm and is with you in spirit, there's a lot of ancestors and grandparents around you at this moment in time is what I'm being given, but there could be also someone else that you are lamenting their absence at the table. You may not be able to see them, but you're certainly going to be able to feel them. And look out for a star that either drops on the floor in front of you or you find it on the floor and it's just so random. You're like, how did that get there? I don't have star stickers, or, it could be anything, but it's a star. Okay. This is a lot of a healing energy around you and you're going to feel their warmth. So I'll remove myself from that energy. But the star for everybody is basically, my beautiful Leo, you tapping into a more creative side and overriding the sense of being tested, because it is a testing time. You do have a lot going on. I mean, the Strength card is in the resistance position, so it can indicate that you may struggle with the pace to get everything done, but complete everything you will. So if you have any time-sensitive issues or you're trying to, ship something or apply for something, you're going to get it done under the radar. Everything's going to be done in time, okay? So I want you to acknowledge that. But the star is also about listening to your soul song to align for next year. And with the Strength card, I feel as you start to wind down 2025, this is when you start to feel more like yourself than you have done for a while. Because I feel this big question with all this change going on in your life is, where have I been? I feel like you may have been asking that, like you may have felt, not your usual typical self or out of rhythm of your life in some way. And this is Leo coming back. This is you getting all sparkly, all empowered, and really kind of like looking to lead as you move into, 2026. Because a lot of you are exhausted. You've been tested in ways that people shouldn't have been tested, of course, but with that Strength card energy, it will turn into the upright and you're turning struggle to gain and success. And of course, you're overcoming any obstacles. And I feel the biggest obstacle of all for this year for you was change. And with that Two of Wands energy, this is to navigate the way. I feel this energy of ambition and restlessness in this card. So no matter what your plans are for 2026, I feel like you're already in that mindset in order to work through things and push forward. Now, I got to give it to you straight, okay? There may be a delay or a minor disappointment in the month of December. I hate to give you that message, but I can't ignore the cards. Five of Cups can indicate that, something doesn't go exactly the way that you want it, but the universe shows you with the Five of Cups, let go of the idea of it being perfect. Sometimes there is a reason why there is a delay, and this delay may be to set you up with something better, okay? So just be mindful of that, because the Hermit can indicate you're kind of exhausted with like, oh, another delay, but then suddenly you spring forward. There's excellent energy for you at the end of the year. And I feel actually you celebrate, well, I don't know why I'm getting this energy of 2.5 things. How can you celebrate a half of something? Maybe it means like you reach a milestone on something that you will celebrate that comes more into fruition for next year. But I'm just being given 2 things you'll celebrate. One is something to do with money, okay? And this could be that you get some sort of yield from a previous investment or a royalty or a residual from something that you've already done in the past. And a lot of you, it can be that it's either seasonal work giving you extra finances or there's some sort of bonus or reward. Ace of Pentacles is like you recognizing you're a gift and realizing that you value yourself in a way where you deserve more. And you're triggering opportunities to come in to give you more. And the Two of Wands is an energy of you, of course, checking in with where you feel like you are at right now. But there's an energy here of you being aligned to not only what you need, but what you want. And those 2 things are not the same, of course. So I feel like you're envisaging something new right now, and you've already started to make progress on it. Thoughts become things. You're already halfway there by visualizing it. But I feel there is this energy of, waiting for the right moment. You have an appetite for more. Now, also, there is this energy that if you have had trouble with meditation, manifestation, or even sleeping recently, as you move towards the end of December, this is going to improve greatly, okay? That's something that's coming through there as well. Now, the Hangman can indicate that this is a month where you have to be a little bit more flexible with your schedule, okay? So I feel you're going to have some moments where it's 2 steps forward, 4 steps back, but actually you're going to enjoy the process, because when you then get out of that energy, you realize you've made greater advancements than you thought. Things just end up better than you thought or planned, but this is a card of new knowledge. And I would say, because you have the Hermit, I'm getting this energy that perhaps you've been like climbing a mountain in life recently, but you're not just climbing this mountain to like get a better view. You're also reminding yourself what you're capable of, that you're strong, that you can go the distance, and you're setting yourself up for more in your future. So I feel with this Hangman and the Hermit, this is rest, recoup, recharge, but it's also spiritual development, really checking in with yourself, reviewing, going inwards for answers as to where you want to take life to next. But you don't want to pressurize yourself with that, because of course, when you have these deep cerebral cards where you're thinking about your future, you're thinking about how exhausted you are, thinking about the changes you want to make, suddenly you start to get a little bit anxious, or, you start to overanalyze there. And I feel it's very important to recognize that it's time for rest. Resting your mind, resting your thoughts, and kind of like not overwhelming yourself with these emotions, okay? Take some real time out for you so you can recharge, okay? So I feel that's very important. There's 2 5s here at the end of the year. I would say be a little bit more compassionate with yourself, because this can be that you're looking back on disappointments or when people let you down. And with the Hermit energy, I feel like you learn a lot about people, okay? You've had some experiences that have made you tired, but you're surrendering to the lesson of that, which is to value yourself more. It is to disconnect and not allow it to trigger you so that you can, protect your peace of mind. But that 5 of Swords, it's an energy of tension. And I got to give it to you straight. A lot of you are going to be managing your stress levels in different ways. But when we have tension and the Death card, it means something you've been tolerating for a long time that never changes. And this year, it's like you're done. It's like no more. You are breaking free from a pattern. So if it is a person who tends to trigger you, whether they power play with you or whether, you keep giving and giving in purity to this situation and you're just giving with an open heart and perhaps it's not being received in the right way, or perhaps, a person is taking advantage of it, or maybe a situation that you feel is not fair. This year is literally you putting that to bed and saying, enough. You're drawing that line in the sand. And the 5 of Swords, if you think about the nature of us humans, we don't really change something unless we get fed up and we get, frustrated with the whole thing. If we're comfortable, we'll get a little bit grouchy from time to time when things go wrong. But unless it gets to that critical point where you're like, I can't do this anymore, then you'll make that change. And I feel this Five of Swords is you encouraged to make this change. So there's definitely a gear shift at the end of the year, because something that wasn't working or something that has been challenging, I definitely see here that the universe is going to send you a surprise opportunity. If you know the Five of Cups in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, because I reference that deck because pictorially it gives a real indication of what the card is about. And there's a figure lamenting 3 cups. It's like those 3 cups, they're spilt. Okay, so a lot of you this time of year, it can be that you're so fed up with all this kind of like, oh yay, everyone did really well, or things are going great, and you're like, no, actually it was challenging. I dealt with a lot of change, but you're recognizing how far you've come. And the 2 of Cups is behind the figure, and it means that you can't see it yet, but the universe is aligning you with something, and sometimes a measure of things about to fall together and really have this breakthrough moment. Things fall apart first, okay? Things get turned upside down. Things feel like they are not aligning, but actually they are. And your final card is literally the Wheel of Fortune. So you're breaking patterns. You're literally leaning into more luck. I definitely see here there is a nice surprise here, and I feel there's an energy of release, like let it go. You did everything you could with 2025. 2026 is a different ball game. Remember, it's the year of the fire horse. Things are more exciting, more advancement, more progress. Yes, there are going to be more advancements when it comes to transformation in the world, okay? Things pick up pace. You'll start to see certain people who govern our world talking about having to roll things out at a more advanced pace, okay? So you're going to just see that. That's going to happen. But I feel with this Wheel of Fortune, looking at your energy, you're invested in a certain way of living. Do not allow anything to worry you here, because destiny has your back. And I feel like you're going into the new year with better luck on your side. And I would say, as I said, you're going to celebrate in December 2.5 things. Now, for some of you, there is this energy of lamenting that you've left 2025 with no romance. So if you're single and you're like, you know what, you're independent, you've made some big monumental changes in your life, these changes are aligning you with true love. Because remember, the Five of Cups is 2 cups being upright and full, a rewarding relationship that is destined to be. And the Five of Swords can indicate that when you meet this person, you may feel a little bit nervous at first, okay, and maybe even shy or tongue-tied, but actually, when you have a conversation with this person, you can see there's a lot of meaningful coincidences here. You're going to notice there's synchronicities, like certain places that they've lived that perhaps you used to go to or frequent. Could even be dates, times, numerical kind of meaningful moments where you're like, oh my gosh, this feels very aligned. So very strong period with that Hermit, because the Hermit, of course, is a single energy. Doesn't matter how old you are, if you are feeling the vibe that you want to fall in love, this is a period with your 5th house and 11th house to really integrate, get out there, enjoy yourself. And of course, there may be a couple events that you go to first that don't yield any results. And then when you're just going to have fun for yourself, that's the moment that true love walks into your life. So a lot of you could be walking into 2026 with a little bit more romance on your mind there. And if you are already in a relationship, there could be some talks regarding changes in where you live, the neighborhood there. Maybe even things that you have talked about before but put on hold, they're back on the table to discuss. And now you get a measure of what is fulfilling for both of you and what is not. And actually your decisions will bring you both together, and things get really spicy and exciting as you move into 2026 there. Of course, the Five of Swords indicates there's going to be moments where you clash with ideas and decisions, but, you know, you wouldn't be together if someone was always saying yes to your plans. It's important to have a partner who shares and debates so you can get the best out of the situation for both of you. And of course, I see a lot of you, no matter what you're doing right now, projects that you had on delay or that you have put on pause, maybe even creative projects, you return to them during this period. And it gives you some solo time out to really get out of your head or stop thinking. It's just this energy of being more hands-on. Some of you may actually, if you are gifting, because a lot of you are, some of you are not, but this is a card of gifting. So it can be that perhaps you're noticing certain shops or department stores or wherever you purchase, you're noticing changes in the way people do shopping, or even maybe what's out there to purchase. You may be witnessing things are a little bit challenging right now. Some of you may want to be a little bit more hands-on and create something from your heart, okay, and get a little bit craft-like during this time. So that's coming out there as well. I would say with the energy, especially with the Wheel of Fortune, I would say this is a period of optimism for you as you leave 2025 into the year ahead. And I feel there is a sense of integration and keeping an eye on your finances. But let's face it, I mean, your fifth house is all about the pursuit of pleasure, like really letting your hair down and going out there and having fun, accepting invitations, and of course, coming out of your comfort zone. And if you're someone who's seeking your soul tribe right now, especially if your friendships have changed, I feel like you actually find a place that perhaps at first you can't see it being like a hub where you want to spend your time, but suddenly you're really welcomed in. And there's this energy of like finding your soul tribe, finding people who just get you and see you. And you'll actually make plans to travel with them or go to events with them, and you just deepen the bond, okay? But this is something you'll be drawn to do. A lot of you are drawn to revamp your life during this period because of your fifth house there. And of course, it's a time to channel your energy into any, creative projects. It's a perfect time to also reignite your spark for the everyday circumstances. And your 11th house is you leaning into group activity, into your soul tribe, focusing on your future, and basically doing some humanitarian projects as well. So some of you may actually give back during this period, do some charitable work, or give to charity, for example, or just extend a kindness to someone who really needs it, even if it's just a compliment, a moment. So that's coming through there as well. I am a healer. So with that star energy, as you wind out the end of the year, a lot of you are focused on your heart space of, healing the year that you've had, the challenges, how you're now aligned. As I said, there's an energy here of alignment. It keeps coming through for you. And I feel like you're healing a lot. You're letting go of a lot. The end of the year, no matter who you are and what you've been through, the Five of Cups indicates and release. You're trying to be in the flow. You're releasing things and letting go of anything that does not serve you, of course. And you may even be writing a list. I see 5 critical things on your list that you really want to have in 2026. And I also see 5 things that you are releasing and letting go. So that could be something that you're doing personally, or something that, you've aspired to do, but you'll find that actually when you write things down, you come to the number 5. Because it's just there in your energy. But it says, I am a healer. And even when you reduce 3 plus 2 there, it's 5. So you're looking at the nature of challenge and how, you're releasing this as you move into a brighter year ahead. And finally, we've got, I am passionate. Yes, rewilding, connecting to that spark, being very busy. Okay, you've got lots of social butterfly energy right there, but it is transformative. So I feel like you're transforming your energy so you can be more passionate, get out there and get the best out of the month. And I feel like you've already worked so hard that there are some rewards. More than anything, I feel it's a foundation of more to come, because you have number 40 on this card, and when you reduce it, of course, 4 plus 0 is 4. So it tells me that, you're taking ownership of your life, you are building this solid foundation and trying to find financial security. I mean, Ace of Pentacles indicates you are, looking at ways to transform your finances, be open to receive more, new projects, new job opportunities, but also to reinvest in your home space for some of you. So you may even do some decorating or some DIY during this period as well, okay? It feels like you're wanting to do a bit of a revamp or an overhaul of life in general, as well as your home. And some of you, there may be some changes in your home, and I want you to be aware that you are aligning with a better place, one that has more light, and you feel more secure in that environment. That's coming through there as well. Oh, look at that. We got a B. I'm not surprised to say that because, although we've got this social butterfly energy right there and this transformative energy where you kind of come alive this month, and yes, you are going to be busy, but bees represent community. And that's all about your 5th and 11th house, which are influencing you. Even if you're going off to events and projects and things on your own, It's about mingling or integrating. This would be a great time to network as well if you are in business. But the B tells me you have a lot to do because you're building something that is going to yield rewards like the honey. It's going to be very rewarding. And of course, we've got the scales. So that's all about balance, and that's getting things done. Now, some of you, not all of you, you may actually get some sort of correspondence in the month of December there to highlight some sort of jury service in the new year. Okay, so you may need to change that date because you may be doing something on the date that they ask for. Yeah, they'll delay it for you. I want you to be aware of that. But also, this could be you looking at documents, service providers, and looking at the energy. Some of you, not all of you, and I hate to give you this message, because you have the star energy there could be a light bulb that goes out there, or there could be some sort of power outage. Now, I'm not going to say that that's everyone, of course, but it will pass. It's only momentarily. So I would say get your candles. Whenever there's a power outage here, I'm like, you know what? I get my candles out. I get my favorite book out. And, it feels just a little bit more cozy. So I would just say that some of you may experience that, okay? Now, of course, a lot of you wanting to stay financially balanced. So you are, of course, going to keep an eye on your finances so that you do not struggle there. What else am I getting? Yeah, I mean, my guides just said you've been making some adjustments that set you up to be more balanced and harmonious for 2026. So that's something that's coming through there as well. So I will leave it there, my beautiful Leo. I hope something resonates in that reading in some shape or form. So thank you so much, and love and light.